I'm attempting to complete every single GameCube game, and I'm using a random number generator to pick the next game. Last episode, we fought our way through another anime game and played One Piece Grand Adventure. And in this episode, we're going back to college and playing NCAA Football 2003. NCAA Football 2003 was released on July 20th, 2002, and was developed by EA Turbine and published by Electronic Arts. This game was fun when I changed the quarters to 1 minute because it added a much needed level of difficulty. Before we get started, make sure to like this video because it helps out the channel, and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any of the future games. And without further ado, this is my experience with NCAA Football 2003. In NCAA Football 03, we're going to go through a season and make it to a bowl game to consider this one complete. Pretty simple, but there isn't much to a sports title, and I try to do something different in each one. If you don't know, NCAA Football is a sports simulation game that has us taking the role of both coach and players for the team as we play through the season and try to be the best college football team in America. It's Madden, but for college teams. There isn't much more to say about it, so I'm going to go right into the game. I chose Ohio State to play as, 1, because they're a good team, and 2, because I'm from Ohio, so I thought it was fitting for this game. I started my season playing 5-minute quarters, but the first game of the season took forever to get through, so I decided to switch it to 1-minute quarters, and this made the game much better in my opinion. Every possession mattered, and trying to get the other team off the field was important. Anyways, our first game of the season was against Texas Tech. I don't know how any of these teams were back in 2002, so let me know if you were a big sports fan during this time, and can let me know how the teams were. Unfortunately, we weren't the first team to score. The fullback on Texas Tech was able to break all of our tackles and score on a really long touchdown run. We were able to tie the game back up by throwing a dime on a slant route in the middle of the field, our quarterback showing off some skills in this game. At the end of the second quarter, they took the lead again with a touchdown pass in the corner of the end zone that I would question if his foot was actually down or not, but I guess it is what it is. We somehow tied the game back up on this pass in the middle of the field that should have been intercepted, but our receiver came down with the ball and broke a tackle to score the touchdown. The game is now tied 14-14. On their next possession, we scored a touchdown on defense with an interception from our middle linebacker to take the lead for the first time in the game. In the third quarter, they threw another touchdown pass because of a really poor tackling from my defense and tied the game back up. They kicked a field goal to take the lead, and then we were able to follow up with a diving touchdown into the end zone. I don't really think my receiver needed to dive for this pass, but it made it look better for the highlight reel. We run in for another touchdown with our quarterback to take a bigger lead, and then miss a super long field goal at the end of the game to win 35-24. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I switched the quarters to 1 minute, so the games are going to go by much faster now, but way less happens in them. The second game of the season is against Kent State, and we open the scoring late in the fourth quarter with a throwing touchdown in the middle of the field, and then follow it up with a 99-yard interception return with 6 seconds left in the game to win 14-0. This gives us our second win of the season. The next game is against the 6th overall ranked team in the nation, Washington State. They start the scoring in the second quarter with a pass to their running back deep in our zone to take the lead. We follow up with a pass in the middle of the end zone to tie the game, and then we go into overtime. This is going to happen a bunch in this game, but I'll explain it really quickly. Each team gets a chance on offense, and we go back and forth until either we score a touchdown and them a field goal, or we score and they don't score. It's that simple. We score a touchdown, and then on 4th and 10, we're able to knock down the pass to win this game against a good team, 25-17. The next game is against Cincinnati. We open the scoring with a passing touchdown in the middle of the end zone again, following that up with a 15-yard rushing touchdown, and then close out the game with a long interception return for a touchdown to win this game without issue, 21-0. The next game is against Indiana. We open up with a rushing touchdown to take an early lead in the first quarter, but they're able to respond in the second quarter with a passing touchdown on the edge of the end zone to tie the game. We go into overtime and score a touchdown first. Then on their first drive, we're able to get an interception to end the game and win 14-7. This was way closer than it should have been. Our sixth game is against Northwestern. We open up the scoring in the dying seconds of that first half with a 43-yard field goal to take the lead 3-0. And then in the third quarter, we're able to set a record and score a 59-yard rushing touchdown to go up 2 possessions in the game. In the fourth quarter, we get another rushing touchdown to close out the game for good and win this game 17-0. The seventh game is against San Jose State in the rain, and we can't score until the end of the fourth quarter with a rushing touchdown that gives us a 7-0 win over them, and moving our record to 7-0. The eighth game of the season is against Wisconsin. They're able to score on a passing touchdown late in the fourth quarter to take a 7-0 lead, and even though we complete our last pass of the game, we just don't have enough time to score and take our first loss of the season, 7-0. This is what I was talking about when I said each possession counts, and you can't just leave it up to chance. Anyways, our ninth game of the season is against number 16 Penn State. They're able to make a field goal in the first half of the game, and then we make one in the final few seconds of the fourth to go into overtime. In overtime, they get 2 more field goals, and then on our last possession of the game, we drop a dime to one of our receivers in the corner of the end zone to win the game 12-9. Getting back to our winning ways and moving to the next game of the season. Game number 10 is against Minnesota, and nothing happens until we go to overtime, where I'm able to run in for the first touchdown of the game. We're able to stop them on 4th down and win the game 7-0. This one was way too close to a team that had no business giving us any issues. The next game is against Purdue. They're able to break a bunch of tackles and run the ball 67 yards for a touchdown early in the game, and then had the ball at the end of the game to waste the time off the clock and win the game 7-0. Our second loss of the season, but we have to focus and win the last couple games to make it to a bowl game. The 12th game of the season is against Illinois. We're able to open the scoring with a rushing touchdown at the end of the second quarter, and then on the opening kickoff of the second half, we're able to take the ball all the way back to the end zone for a 95-yard kickoff return. This allowed for us to take a large lead on them. On the last play of the game, we tried for another rushing touchdown, but we got stopped, and we end up winning this game 14-0. A much-needed victory after the loss to Purdue. On to the last game of the regular season against our rivals, Michigan, and we need to win here to look good for the voters. We open the game with a pass to our tight end where he catches the ball and then knocks off 2 defenders to get into the end zone to take an early lead. We get another touchdown by rushing it into the end zone. Then, with no timeouts left, I tried to throw a quick pass to the tight end to score one more time, but he got tackled for a 1-yard reception, and we ended up winning the game 14-0. Now the moment of truth. Were we able to get into a bowl game? Yes, we made it into a bowl game to complete our objective for this game, so the game is done. Can we lift the trophy and end this game? Let's find out. We get matched up against Tennessee in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. It's not the best bowl, but we only finished 5th overall in the nation, so here we go. We start the scoring with a 44-yard field goal to take the lead, but in the fourth quarter, Tennessee is able to kick a field goal of their own to tie the game. Now we have to try and score before the game is over, and we have the ball. Unfortunately, we have to punt the ball away and give the ball back to them. We could be in trouble now. With 10 seconds to go, we have a blown coverage, and they heave the ball downfield, where their receiver brings it in with one hand and is able to catch the ball and get into the end zone with 2 seconds left on the clock. We get the ball back, and all we can do is throw a Hail Mary and hope for the best. Our receiver comes down with the ball, but is tackled immediately, and we lose the game 10-3. It was a rough way to go out, but that completes the game. Sucks we couldn't win the game, though. Would I recommend this game? I think I would recommend it because it still plays well, but I think just playing a newer one would be the better option. But let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you want to know what's next, stick around, but if not, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe, like, and share this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Yep. All set up. We got 529 left. We got our list up here. So in the count of 3, we will find out what is next. So in 3, 2, 1. We got 400, which is Smuggler's Run. No, not Smashing Drive. Get that. Smuggler's Run, which I don't really know what this is.